Etie for my minda muna masi and fambra your channel you message set notification button or turning on now subscribe to the any update to be on Sabeka no ashe ama bibia aye kama e branch o mengi bre ni nkotie nsem kakra ekos
that a chief justice has had to do a press conference. We have never seen the judge. Now, will do a press conference? I doubt it. I can't remember. I doubt it. We've never seen a chief justice setting out to hold a press conference. They give speeches when they attend events, but they never hold press conference about themselves. More so, for the chief justice to hold a press conference complaining about law, complaining about a legal process, complaining about a legal regime, that was very sad, and that was completely overwhelming for anyone, or should I rather say underwhelming? That was underwhelming for anyone who is interested in democracy, who is interested in the tenets of rule of law, who is interested in fundamental human rights. That the chief justice is holding a press conference and complaining that I am being hounded on the altar of politics. That was hard. That was hard for anyone to take. The Lord Chief Justice said, I am being hounded on the altar of politics on account of my appointment by a political group, on account of statements I have made in the discharge of my duty as a judge, sitting among a panel of 5, sometimes 7, on account of legal opinions I have taken in exercise of my duty as a jurist. I am being hounded for that. I mean, that goes all the way back to ancient Greece. It goes all the way back behind Oliver Cromwell. And that is why the Chief Justice went all the way back to Nebuchadnezzar. Why must we have this in a country? We shouldn't. Do the people in authority know that this is what is happening? Okay, the Chief Justice can be bad. She doesn't smile. She doesn't play ampe with anybody. But it's not about Gertrude Torkonoo. No. It's about the 1992 Constitution and the tenets of democracy. If they say that they are going to arrest Paul Ademochi because he has WhatsApp exchanges with Akufo-Addo and they've read it and they are coming to whatever. It's not about Paul Ademochi. It's about, should a democracy have somebody arrested because he exchanged WhatsApp messages with Akufo-Addo? Is that what it is? That is why it's important for us to take the sentiments of men and women out of the discharge of law. That's what the 1992 Constitution is about. That's why the 1992 Constitution has no name in it. It says if a person, if such an one appointed by the president having appointed this, a judge having done this, they don't name any judge because it's about institutional cleanliness. It's about the sacrosanct nature of how we practice our democracy. No Chief Justice in England, no Chief Justice in America, no Chief Justice in Denmark, Sweden, even South Africa, I dare say even Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, will ever go to bed being worried about the outcome of an election results. And here in Ghana, we have never had a Chief Justice who goes out worried about the outcome of an election result, because on 7 December, the Chief Justice has a responsibility. On 7 December every 4 years, the Chief Justice has a responsibility to swear in the president, whether you like the president or not, whether you don't like the president or not. As Chief Justice, you have a responsibility to attend the Independence Square at the Speaker's call and swear in the president. In the same way, no political authority, whether you like the Chief Justice or not, you don't have to like him or her, but you have to deal with the Chief Justice according to the principles laid out in the Republican Constitution of 1992. Here is Justice Torkonoo having had to explain to the media the reasons why she has broken a 68-year convention to now hit the silver screen and speak to the general public. Listen to her.
I have decided to make this statement today because the violations have not stopped. Indeed, they have escalated beyond anything I could have imagined as possible in justice delivery. These violations include the committee's refusal, in breach of the rules of natural justice, to recognize my lawyer on the first day of proceedings, simply because I was not personally present with him. And they went ahead to make arrangements for the hearing without involving my lawyer while he was sitting in front of them. The committee has also failed to indicate the specific charges that I'm supposed to be defending myself against in order to allow me to adequately prepare a defense of the charges. The committee has gone on to permit two of the petitioners, Mr. Daniel Ofori and Shining Stars, not to testify at all or present what case we brought to them at the hearing. The committee has refused to allow me to go into the hearing with any family member. Before you enter, there's a thorough search of my body and my handbag in violation of protocols and courtesies extended to any Chief Justice, which protocols and courtesies are honored in the name of the nation, both in Ghana and outside of Ghana. And then the work of the committee is being conducted in the cordoned high security zone on Council Drive, Osu, when all Article 146 proceedings since 1993 have been held in facilities of the judicial service. It is hard then to reach the conclusion that the choice of venue against the backdrop of secrecy of proceedings is intended to intimidate me and to prevent any citizen of Ghana from knowing how the proceedings are being conducted. The question to be asked is, why would anyone demand that I go on vacation during today as Chief Justice with my security?
The Lord Chief Justice, that's hard, isn't it? She also had occasion to complain about the chairman of the panel, and it's quite interesting. You know, there's one of the petitioners had listed the chairman of the panel as one of his witnesses. As I've been told, when the petitioner got into the room and saw the Justice Gabriel Praman chairing, Justice Gabriel Praman is my friend because we all used to be PNC. You know, Dr. Liman's party, we're all part of it before. I think he still is part of it. So I stoutly defended Justice Praman when he went for vetting and they said that he's a political person and he cannot be Supreme Court judge. We all defended him. Very good friend of Professor Mills, Justice Gabriel Praman. Now, Justice Praman is chairing this committee. One of the witnesses was intending to call Justice Praman. One of the petitioners was intending to call Justice Praman as a witness. In fact, Justice Torkonoo told the media yesterday that even the petition, she doesn't have it. She goes in there, she doesn't have it. And she says they call witnesses and the witnesses are talking about something that she can't follow. And she likened it to Nebuchadnezzar, the historical wicked ruler of Babylon, who called his magicians, his prophets, if you like, his juju men. He called it juju men. And said, juju men, I've had a dream that is troubling me. But if I tell you people the dream, you will come and lie to me, because he said he knows juju men. So juju men, prophet, you will lie for. I didn't say it. Nebuchadnezzar said it. So if you look at Nebuchadnezzar 5,000 years ago, and he was worried that the juju men, the prophets, will be lying to him. You look at it 5,000 years later. Do you know any prophet who has lied to you? I don't know some, but do you know some prophet who has lied to you? They were there in Nebuchadnezzar's time, so don't worry about it. Don't be too worried, but don't be embarrassed. Nebuchadnezzar's time, Nebuchadnezzar knew. They said, if I tell you, you will come and lie to me. So show me the dream, then show me the interpretation. And they couldn't do it. And it was the Holy Spirit that came upon the young glorious man Daniel, who set himself and separated himself for Christ. It was revealed unto him, and that's how Daniel became great. You read Nebuchadnezzar, you see Daniel as a hero. Daniel is a hero to all of us who read Nebuchadnezzar. Great young man Daniel, the prophet Daniel. So Justice Torkonoo said these hearings are treating she and his lawyers like Nebuchadnezzar did. guess what they are talking about and then give an answer. You go to a court, a trial, an article 146 process, and a witness comes and says, okay, witness, what is your name? My name is Paul Ademoche. Okay, what do you do? I'm a judicial secretary. That's not going to, do you know her? Yes, I know her. Okay, Jesus, tell us, on 27th May, when Justice Torkonoo came to work, do you remember that she had squeezed her face? And Justice Torkonoo was wondering, which petition is this? What's she speaking to? I don't know. And the lawyer says, me too, I don't know. He says, yes, she has squeezed her face on 27th May. Oh, she squeezed her face. Okay. Do you take a photograph of her when she squeezed her face? Yes, I have a photograph. Then they tender it. My lord, exhibit AI. As part of the evidence. And Justice Torkonoo and her lawyers are wondering that, what is she talking about? It is about what? That I came to work on 27th May at 11 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock. It is towards what? Is it Daniel Ofoe's petition? Is it Shining Stars petition? One thing she said that was interesting. But there's a petition by a group called Shining Stars. A search at the Registrar General showed that there's no such organization called Shining Stars. But at the presidency, is it not simple for when the petitions arrive that you check Shining Stars? It's not there. So people come together, they say they are called Shining Stars. Oliver Vomaho, good evening. Do you happen to know who Shining Stars are? Did you draft their petition for them, Oliver? Oliver, did you draft the Shining Stars petition, Vomaho? How are you? Will you owe me an interview? It's not come. But did you draft the Shining Stars petition? We don't know. And this didn't mean much to an impeachment process of a chief justice, something that has never happened in 68 years. And the group that is petitioning are a no group in law. There are no locals in law. And based on this petition, there is a purported hearing to remove the chief justice. I mean, this is fundamental. It doesn't have to be too legal. Somebody said they are called Shining Stars. They don't exist. They have not registered themselves. They brought a petition that you should sack the chief justice, and they are Shining Stars, and they don't exist. Oh, it's not proper. This one is not good at all. Anyway, her ladyship proceeded to talk about Justice Gabriel Palmer. Have a listen.
There's also a gentleman, a petition from a gentleman called Mr. Ayanga Agogo. His complaint is that on 14th November 2024, after the Supreme Court had given a ruling which went against him, I, as presiding judge in the Supreme Court, ordered his arrest without any reason. He attached an exhibit to his petition, which was a media report from a group called the Law Platform. This media report says that after the Supreme Court panel had ruled against Mr. Agogo, he started to shout in the courtroom, and that is why he was taken out of the courtroom. Essentially, his own evidence contradicts his claims. Mr. Agogo goes on to claim that when he applied for a copy of the case proceedings, which was signed by all the judges that presided on this case, he did not see a record that he had been arrested, so I should be removed as chief justice. What is significant about this petition is that Justice Palmer sat with me as one of the judges who heard Mr. Agogo's case. He was named as a witness that Mr. Agogo would call. But His Excellency the President has appointed him to chair and inquire into this petition, and he has accepted to do so.
You heard the Lord Chief Justice. I mean, if you want to go take a Chief Justice through a process like this, it has to have some important landmarks and epochs that we can talk about. You don't want people to start thinking that the process is lacking merit or the process is lacking fairness. This is Ghana. This is a constitution that has been running for 35 years. Why are we doing this? The person who has won the election has won the election. You have the control of state power for 4 years. You inherit the state power, you control it. And if you look at all the oath of the president, the oath of the vice president, and the second schedule of the 1992 constitution is there to be fair to all Ghanaians, because the state power is for you for a period. You can't give the state power to one person forever. We are not a monarchy, we are a democracy. So I don't know why anybody will want to present a situation that somebody can say is unfair. You have the Lord Chief Justice breaking her silence and doing something that has not happened in 68 years to address the media. This is Justice Gabriel Palmer. Also, my Lord, How are you? Justice Palmer is a distinguished judge of the Supreme Court. My Lord, I salute you. We've been talking about you on TV today. That's His Lordship Justice Gabriel Palmer, the judge that Justice Torkonoo refers to. Finally, there's this big issue about Justice Torkonoo traveling with her family, and she traveled with her family and she chopped the money, and she went to Kenya with her daughter and they went to chop our money. They drank tea, they had biscuits and plantain margarine. Yeah, plantain margarine. If you are not 50 years old, you know plantain margarine, so don't worry about it. But if you are 50 years old, you know. They drank tea and plantain margarine, and they had brown bread from Batuna Total. What's the problem? Chief Justice travels with her daughter or her husband. They give her $14,000 to go and spend. She comes back and says, "Oh, I spent $4,000. Here's the $9,000 back to the States." Many of us won't do that. Many of us, those of us who like nice bag and nice this and nice earring, nice necklace. I'm Chief Justice. I go to London. I go to Mayfair. Then I have $9,000. Then I bring it back to the registrar. For what? The whole big government of Ghana with billions and billions of dollars has come and give them $9,000 for what? I'll buy bag, I'll buy sneakers, I'll buy nice things, I'll buy something. Not get to Torkonoo. Not get to Torkonoo. She returned the money. The politicians who are looking at this and asking Get to Torkonoo to be fired, the politicians who are looking at this, do you bring back $9,000 to your chief director? Show me one politician since 1992 that has traveled to Abuja, come back and retired impressed. One politician. The other day, Shamima Muslim said that 20,000 in the hands of a politician is peanuts. Domilebo was angry. Shamima, my sister. Shamima, how are you? Good. You know that we are related. Shamima Muslim, my sister, said that 20,000 cedis in the hands of a politician is peanuts. She was right. Because if you're a politician, I went to a funeral in Kumasi. I went to Atapoku's mother's funeral. I was there. I was watching politicians. Hey, when I arrived, they came. "Oh, Mr. Paul," I say, "Hey, me, I'm not a politician. I beg you, not yet. I beg you, pa." Then they'll be drumming. Then they are following you. Charlie, I saw the politicians sharing money. It's not because they want to share money. The people were coming. So Shamima is right when she says that 20,000 is peanut. As a result of that, no politician since 1992, look at how many they are. Rawlings had 60 ministers, then 60 ministers second term. Kufuor had 80 ministers, then Mills had 80 ministers, then John Mahama had 80 ministers, then Akufo-Addo had 120 ministers in the first time, 80 ministers. John Mahama now has 57 ministers. According to Abu Jinapo, John Mahama actually has 100 appointees. They are all traveling on a public purse. I'm sure that since 1992. Maybe we should do that. Why, frankly, let's do that research. How much per diem has been spent for the 35 years of our democracy is going to run into the trillions. Nobody has ever returned an imprest. Only Get to Torkonoo, and for that reason, she is being impeached. The politicians who are impeaching her, do they return imprest? Oh, Ghana, it's not proper. Let's build our democracy. Let's stop these things. Why can't we become like England? We can be better. Can't we become, as for elections, somebody will win, somebody will lose. Yes, somebody will get 38%. Tomorrow, somebody will get 25%. Tomorrow, another person will get 17%. Dan Lato did that, he never won. Papa Kusindu did that, he never won. Akufo-Addo went, he won. And John Mahama was beaten, he came back. It will be topsy-turvy like that in politics for a long time to come. That is the expression of democracy. And let's not destroy it because of a pension to remove one person. Why? This woman, a woman, Chief Justice, travels abroad and returns impressed, and they are sacking her because of that. Listen to Get to Torkonoo.
The question to be asked is, why would anyone demand that I go on vacation during today as Chief Justice with my police security, instead of going with my husband and my daughter? And how can this be a reason for subjecting the Chief Justice to a committee requirement?
I was given $14,000. I could only spend $4,400 and I returned $9,600 2 days after I returned from Ghana, from my journey. And so I knew that it was necessary that the issues being thrown around as petitions against me needed to get into the public space. I was given $14,000. I could only spend $4,000.
Respond to say there's no political agenda because there's none, and you need to respond to say that we have no connection with this Edu law that she was talking about. So President Mahama gave tacit support to what Felix Kwakye Ofosu did yesterday. Now, if you look at Felix Kwakye Ofosu's demeanor yesterday, which has been commended by some people, you will understand that the whole thing was choreographed by his boss, John Dramani Mahama. Here is Felix Kwakye Ofosu responded immediately after the Chief Justice ended, and that was a good sign, very, very good sign. This is it.
The other point that I wish to also place on record is that the attempt to link the dastardly killings of some Supreme Court judges and a military officer to this case are most disingenuous. To begin with, this government and President Mahama have nothing to do with the killing of any judge.